Hello there, survivors. Welcome back to ARK Survival Ascender. Today we're taking another look at my little medieval village using the Castle Keeps and Forts mod, but the village has been expanded. And on the one side of the river, of course, we have all the builds that I've been doing build videos for and build guys, but I wanted to do something more. So I invited some friends and builders from my community server over to join me. So the other side of the river is where we're going to start expanding this town, and we're doing that in the form of time lapses. So there won't be dedicated build videos or how-to videos for these builds on this side of the river. Rather, there will be these time lapses, and of course we'll do a great tour of showing all the builds that have been made. And I think this is going to be a really cool format because we get a lot more done in a short amount of time. So today we're going to take a look at the new addition. There's quite a few new buildings that have been added, but first we'll dive into the time lapse to really enjoy it. And of course, if you enjoy these types of videos and you want to see more, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and feel free to leave your suggestions for builds that definitely need to be part of this town down in the comments below. And of course, I will still be continuing the progress of the village on the other side, and still will have build videos for everything that I do over there. So there we go, that was the full time lapse of everything that we added in the first session that we did. I think it was pretty cool. Let me know what you think, but we'll probably be doing more of those for sure. So now we have my village over here on this side, and of course the farmlands that we're working on, and we have the new start of the town on the other side with quite a cool few buildings, like the little cots for the fishermen. We got some different shops and workplaces, as well as a brand new bridge that has finally made those drawbridges look way cooler than they used to be. Before we dive into all of that, I wanted to also show off this build. I have added that a little bit ago, but I don't think it was in a tour video yet. So this is what I've dedicated to be the Prancing Pony Inn. It's quite a lovely build. I think this might be one of my favorite builds that I've done so far. It's very cozy. There's a lot of different layers to this, lots of different layers that add entrance to the build. It adds all the three different tiers, so the keep tier, the settler tier, the village tier, all blended together into something really nice. There's so many layers and different things that have interest, and then you have these additions to the roof here as well that I just really like the way that this all turned out. And then of course a bunch of greenery, and yeah, it's really just a really cool, nice addition to this final part of the village on this side, the kind of the entrance. I do want to kind of have a stables building somewhere around here before the farmlands open up, because I feel like that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. This angle especially is amazing. We got like a little stable here on the side where you could park some tames. We got lovely greenery in front of the building and a nice main entrance. And of course, the view here on the street is already pretty cool. I also really like my custom sign that I made for the inn. It's quite cool, I think, using a dermis to add some detail there. And yeah, just a really cool little build in my opinion. So that's the latest addition to this village that I think I didn't really show off yet. And of course, we got some other new additions like the farmhouse over here that still needs a little bit of details, I think, a little bit of greenery and stuff. And then we have the beekeeper over here as well with some nice fields in front of it, which is quite cool as well. But of course, the main attraction today is the new addition to the village. So quite a few new buildings have been added. We've got the fishing courts over here, made by Mr. Wild Times. Then I have like a little tenor place out here with a little workshop on the outside that I think turned out quite nice. I really like that it's on a lower layer, so it adds a little bit more interest to the whole place. It's like a nice wooden structure. Then we got like a herbalist over here made by Gibbon, which looks really cool. You can see the herbalist has a bunch of plants growing on and around his build. Very nice. And then right next door is my apothecary. So yeah, quite happy with the way that one turned out as well. Really like it. Nice little shop with a different interesting roof design. I tried to kind of blend two shapes for the roof together, which I think ended up being quite cool indeed. And then we got another Wild Times build right here, which is the painter. Quite a cool build. I loved working with these guys together on this little town because everyone slightly builds different, but I feel like for a medieval town that actually adds a lot of character to all of the builds. And of course, Mr. Wild Times had to make a custom painter sign as well. So that is quite cool. We've got some nice little statues. We try to add as much detail to the streets as possible. So you'll see some carts around and some barrels and stuff like that. And we got a little bit of greenery as well to add just a little bit of character and everything to the streets. And then we got a little bookshop here made by Mr. Chicken Man or Farm Boy right over there. And yeah, I love these little window sections as well. That's kind of what I tried to do, but then in a smaller fashion, which is quite cool. Yeah, I love this little street. And as you see, it was added quite quickly because this was like 3.5 hours of building, and we built all this, and you know, it's almost as big as what I already had built myself. So yeah, we got a lovely little marketplace as well that Gibbon worked on, which is quite cool with some cool little details. I added this little roast spit as well, and we got some nice little areas here to kind of hang out. Really love this area. And then I built a little bakery here. I kind of forgot to paint the roof. I might still give that a little color. So yeah, just a nice cozy little building. And then I really like this little balcony to kind of load things up. And I didn't really have like barrels except this. This could be flour, I suppose, like things you need for bakery. So I just added a lot of hay bales instead to decorate as well, because otherwise it's just going to be more barrels everywhere. And then we got the drawbridge right here. That's got definitely a big upgrade. The objective was pimp my drawbridge. So yeah, it looks quite cool, and it should still all work. I assume that these, yeah, still could go up, so you could still close it off and, you know, make it all safe. But it definitely looks a whole lot better like this than just having the weird drawbridges going across. So yeah, good addition by Mr. Chicken Man himself. And yeah, there we go. So that is the quick overview. Let's slowly walk around it and take everything in with a little bit more time and more detail. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. And it was just really fun to do as well, building together. You know, it's always great to build together with other people. That's one of the main things that I really like about my community server, because you kind of, you know, you inspire each other, you motivate each other to build more and build better things. So yeah, I love all these little details. Of course, we're also using the Castle Craft Deco mod to get a lot of these medieval decorations, which are really cool. Got a nice little market here with some places to hang out and sit down as well. Got a little roast spit here, of course, to enjoy some food. And then it's all interconnected, so we have these little docks out here, of course, since we are right around the river. And I really like the riverside now. This riverside now really feels like it's coming properly alive, because everything pretty much between the two bridges has now been covered and detailed. And yeah, this painter shop also looks really cool. Love all these little plants and touches of green all the way around. Yeah, the interiors have not been done because obviously, since we were doing a time lapse, didn't really make a lot of sense to focus on the inside. But yeah, there's some really cool features here, like this window, this arching window looks really, really cool. I think that's by meshing in some windows into each other, but that looks really nice. You know, getting that rounded big shape, and a balcony in the middle too. And then yeah, we got some really cool designs going on here. And again, the greenery just adds a lot, as well as of course all these banners and stuff like that. It really feels alive, which is really good. And then we got the little bookshop over here. I love being able to see the fireplace through the door. We got a little book above the door as well, you know, kind of showcasing this is the bookshop. Yeah, really like that. And then yeah, we just have a bunch of little details and life around it. As I said, I really went crazy here by adding all the hay and details like that, but I think it really brings the build to life. You know, it really brings everything together by having all these little details around. And then if we continue down the street, we got a little horse cart with a dermis in front of it. We couldn't equip the saddle on the horse, unfortunately, but you know, you still get the gist. I think it does the trick. And then we have a lovely little statue here from the Roman Custom Cosmetic. Yeah, just adds a little bit of detail to this street. We try to make this street as lively as possible. Then we got my little apothecary shop here. Really happy with the way this turned out, as I said, with the little bit more unique roof shape. And we got this little bit in the front sticking out and a nice little entrance. And we actually then have like a cellar below. We have the chimney here on the outside as well. Try to make that a little bit more interesting than usual. And then we have like a little dungeon down here as well, the little cellar to store some goods. And then of course, eventually, hopefully, we'll continue this place. And then right next door, we got the herbalist by Gibbon, which looks really cool. Again, also some overgrown stuff, which looks very nice. We got all the different things here and the entrances. I love these little entrances that he's created as well. Really makes the build way more dynamic. And he's got all these little cool windows with, I think this is like railings that he used. I think there's so many things in the mod that it's sometimes hard to keep track of. I feel like this moved right over there so that it's not meshing into each other. But yeah, we got like the little entrance here to the main street again. And yeah, this building is really cool. I love this little street. There's so much to it. And yeah, as I said, it's just really nice building together. I made this little addition of green with a little tree, and I added the dino skull in just to, you know, remind ourselves we are still playing ARK. There's still dinos in this game. And then this is like the little workshop for the tanner out here. I didn't really have like a tanning rack, unfortunately. Seems like there's nothing in any of the mods yet, but we do have some things that, I mean, technically they're torture devices, but I thought, you know, I can get away with this being maybe something for just, you know, getting your stuff done. And I tried to add a cat on the barrels, but he seems to be just getting knocked off every time. There we go. He's supposed to be up there on the barrels, but somehow things keep finding it. As you can see, those barrels have been damaged quite a bit because he keeps getting attacked. But I just like the look of having the little cat up there. and animating, but maybe I need to either turn him into a dermis and not attract any more things, or I need to start adding more protection and having like species plants or something, but that's always a little bit annoying, get you out of the cool bill aesthetic. But yeah, we have a little dock here as well, so you can reach the water side. We have a little water wheel here to the side to power everything in here. And they just look really cool. But plus they add power to the town as well, which can be quite convenient. So yeah, we got the little workplace here, and that also returns here to the little path out of the town. Then we reach this little poorer area with some of these fishing cots that are quite simple but effective. Just some little small poor looking buildings. Right on the edge of the town, and yeah, just kind of for the fishermen that are working here. We got a little area here where you can see the fish, you can they're serving the fish, and they're of course cooking it here as well. And yeah, it just makes for a nice little addition here on the side of the town. And yeah, I think that's quite cool. I really love the way this has come together and the life that's there and the variation over here. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So hopefully this can help you, inspire you for your next project if you're working with the Castle Keeps and Forts mod. And yeah, as I said, there probably will be more like this to come, so let me know what you would like to see, what kind of builds we should have in the town, and how you enjoyed the time lapse. I think it's going to be really cool, especially if we do more of these, like bigger things and stuff like that. I think it can be quite cool in the end, because yeah, you're going to get really big town hopefully at some point, if ARK can keep up with us. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course feel free to leave your suggestions down below in the comments. And for now, goodbye.